What's up everyone? Today I'm going to run through 50 tips for BTD6. These will range from settings to in-game strategies, and I'm going to try to do it in under 10 minutes. So let's start. Your cursor is easy to lose in the heat of the moment, but one way to mitigate this is to make your cursor larger and to enable small balloons. Abilities are often overlooked as people want their free wins without much effort, but most of the abilities in the game are incredibly strong, with the only downside being you have to time them, which can be pretty tough if you don't know the cooldowns. You usually want to scrunch a bunch of monkeys close together or in specific locations. To make this easier, you can place a monkey where it isn't allowed, then click elsewhere and drag to slowly move it into an available space. This is called nudging and works for both PC and phone. The start to many games is the hardest part, especially in chimps, so here are some of the better starts in the game. The first is starting with 3 dart monkeys. This is a classic and is used to beat even some of the hardest maps. You just have to experiment with the targeting and placement. If there is water allowed, combining a dart monkey with a submarine can be crazy strong. This is dependent on a good water source though. The dart monkey can also be combined with a sniper set to strong, though this one is primarily used for geared as you need the sniper's unlimited range. But if you are on an easier map, you can always get away with a hero, ninja, druid, engineer, or attack shooter, all of which are more fun than the other starts. There are many ways to optimize a run with different targeting options, so here are some general rules. If a monkey is on a straightaway, you should put it on last so they can take advantage of their full pierce. This is especially useful for dart monkeys at the very beginning of the game, or for juggernauts later on. Switching monkeys to strong has quite a few useful scenarios. Snipers and mob maulers are good to be set to strong because of their extra damage and utility to mobs. And for the start, if you have a dart monkey up front that doesn't have a straightaway, setting it to strong can be very helpful to lower the tiers of balloons for the rest of your monkeys. In very niche scenarios, close can be a good option, but in general, the rest of the time your monkeys should be set to first. Camos are a huge part of Bloons, so the easiest way to deal with this is with an X2X village. It gives camo detection to all of the monkeys in its radius. A cheaper alternative is a 300 sub. This will remove the camo property from Bloons, and it is super nice because you often start with the sub anyway, though it is less reliable than some other options. Another option is to have ETN, as he provides global camo detection at level 8. This is one of his stronger attributes and should be taken advantage of. Many other monkeys have camo detection either built in or as one of their upgrades, so you can often delay some of these options for rounds 40+. This one is for PC only, but learning or resetting the hotkeys can make a huge difference to your gameplay and for your quality of life. Lead balloons come on round 28, so you need to be ready. The cheapest option is a bomb shooter, which is nice because they can build into recursive clusters or mob maulers. Many heroes can pop leads, so if you're running one of them, you don't need to worry about it unless they need to be a certain level first. But the most common way to deal with leads is by having a 2XX elk, as the acidic mixture dip will allow any affected monkey to pop them. Buffs are a huge part of Bloons and are necessary for many chimps runs. The village is an excellent example of this as it provides some of the best buffs in the game. Jungle drums gives extra attack speed, radar scanner gives camo detection, Mib lets monkeys pop every type of balloon, and the bottom path can save or make you tons of money. The top path alchemists throw potions that give extra attack speed, range, pierce, and damage, and pair very nicely with monkeys that shoot several projectiles at once. These guys can often double a monkey's DPS. The middle path engineer gets the overclock ability that gives extra attack speed to the selected tower. This can push you over the edge to beat those harder rounds. Every single hero in the game excels at something, you just need to use them in the right scenarios. Gwen's abilities are amazing, and her passive ability gives 1 extra damage to nearby towers. Striker Jones is great for leads, and his mob mauler and cluster bomb spam strategies are some of the best in the game. Oben is very good early and synergizes well with druid strategies. Sai is great if you need global range for maps like Geared or Sanctuary. Churchill is a powerhouse if you can afford him. Ben is up there for the best hero in most games other than chimps. Ezili thrives in free play. Pat is amazing with Super Maelstrom and other stalling strats. Adora can be good if you use her sacrifice ability to get to a high level early on. Burkle is solid in water maps, ETN provides great utility and damage, and Sada is incredible if she can be placed in a good spot as her range is her biggest weakness. Quincy, Sada, and Ezili are the only heroes that you can afford in round 6 on chimps. Pat and Brickle are the only 2 heroes that can be placed in water, and they both can get buffed by the carrier flagship. Not all monkey knowledge points are made the same. I will link a video on my top 5 monkey knowledge points that you should rush. Races are a great way to get rewards, and you should participate in them. If allowed, you should use Wall of Fire Wizards, X4X Aces, Recursive Cluster Bomb Shooters, and 4XX Boomerangs to get better times. Merchantmen and farms are also amazing in races, as you can get huge chunks of money early on and sell the towers to get better monkeys. Elite bosses can be tricky, so you need to greed as much as possible and get a ton of farms down early so you can afford paragons later on. You should also get by with the minimum amount of defense as possible, which sometimes means you'll leak a few balloons. This will let you farm harder, making the late game easier. This also goes for the bosses themselves. For the tier 1, a sticky bomb ninja plus some support is usually enough to pop it. The permaspike is the fastest way to kill the first few tiers of Lich, and is necessary if you are going for the best possible time. You will need to sell and replace a ton of towers for ranked bosses, so 004 bucks are very nice to get more money from selling. Achievements give a ton of monkey knowledge points, monkey money, insta monkeys, and powers, so you should get them all as soon as you can. This is a big one, but you should subscribe to the channel. I give out tips in every video, and I have an achievement guide playlist that'll help you with the previous tip. Daily chests give a wide variety of rewards, some of which will help with achievements like a race pass. Complete the daily challenges as often as possible. They sometimes teach you a new mechanic that you didn't know about, and will make you use some towers that you're not used to. There are many good strategies in the game, but you should go into your chimps run with these in mind. The most popular ones are Pop Plus Druids, 21 Ninjas, Apache Prime, Mauler Spam, Sub Spam, and various stalling strats. All of these have specific heroes that pair very well with them, but if you learn them all, you'll be able to black border most maps with ease. 103 Bomb Shooters and 302 Boomerang Monkeys are very good for half cash, as their tier 3s are very cheap for how much popping power they provide. I use Benjamin in almost every half cash run, as its extra money makes it into a normal game. Otherwise, I use Quincy or Sada as they are cheap. Support towers are a must, but you need to know when to use them. The 5XX Ice Monkey causes Bloons to take extra damage, and this is super nice for bads, bosses, and rounds like 98. The XX5 Ice Monkey brings Bloons to a halt and is especially useful for DDTs. The 013 Glue Gunner, 4XX Sniper, and the XX4 Boomerang stall MOAB class Bloons, which is very helpful for the 90s. The Middle Path Helipilot blows back Bloons and can relocate towers to better locations, which can be super helpful, especially against bosses. The XX4 Mortar Monkey strips Bloons of their fortified and camo properties, which can make some of the trickier rounds pretty easy. You should go with 420 farms if you need a ridiculous amount of money, like in boss events. This is the most expensive path, but generates the most cash per round. The Banana Bank is the most efficient farm of the group, and is used all the time in impoppable runs. This pays for itself the fastest out of any farm, and provides some decent cash, but doesn't scale into free play. You should go the bottom path banana farm if you want the convenience of it collecting itself, or if you need lives. Druid farming provides tons of money per ability use, which can snowball pretty quickly into tons of druids and farms. These are especially nice because 041 druids have great popping power, meaning you can focus on farming and not on your defenses. Merchantmen and other boats aren't on the same level as druid farming, but can make you some serious money if you build them in the correct order. I've made a video for all of these farming use cases, so they will be linked down in the description and as cards. Paragons get huge power spikes every 20 levels, so you should always be shooting for a level 40 plus Paragon, especially in bosses. This is pretty simple with Dart Monkeys, as you are allowed 2 Crossbow Masters. And finally, getting monkey money is not hard if you just go around black bordering maps. This is especially true if you move on to advanced or expert maps, as the harder the map, the more money you get. But there you go, 50 tips for BTD 6 in under 10 minutes. I honestly won't know if I accomplish this goal until after the video is edited, but I have full faith. If you have any questions or bonus tips, put them down in the comments and I will do my best to answer them. But with that, I'll see you in the next one.